I'm Mark Hugger. Welcome to Next Steps for Ambitious Beginners Taking Tricks. I think we're in week 23 of this exploration of suit establishment and promotion, two primary ways that we can establish tricks for ourselves. Sort of basic card play, and something I know I neglected early on when I was learning how to play bridge, and I've been working on it ever since. This week I have some of my favorite teaching hands over the years that I've saved. And we'll start with this one. We've gotten to 3 no trump. I've got 2 ace kings in the round suits and in the clubs. So 6 top tricks: ace king, ace king, ace king. And then I run out of tricks, needing 3 more. A possible heart finesse would get me 7, but it's clear we're going to have to work on the diamonds. The diamonds are missing the ace, queen, jack, 10, 9. So we're going to have to get pretty fortunate to find 3 diamond tricks. And we're also hampered by the fact that we basically have the ace of hearts as an entry and then 2 diamond leads from our hand. So we're going to have a 3-3 break to get 3 tricks. Okay, we're going to have to win the king, which means having the ace on west, and then we're going to have a 3-3 break, so our 2 and 5 will grow up to be winning tricks. So we're looking for a 3-3 and for the ace to be on side. Like I said, a lot has got to go right, but if that's all you got, that's all you got. They start with a spade where we have 7, and they're probably leading 4th, because there's nothing lower than a 2. If they lead 4th from their longest and strongest, well, this is it. So we don't need to worry about that suit breaking badly against us, but we have to recognize that they have a couple spade tricks coming to them eventually. We also have only 6 cards in the club suit headed by the ace-king, which could lead to problems later on as well. But since we're playing for a very specific holding, right, the ace of diamonds in west and a 3-3 split, we're good to go. But to protect our entries, we need to do this. Right? I've said before, if you're playing for a 3-3, if you want to score these extra 2 points, we need to play these diamonds, be able to play them 3 times to drop their diamonds, and then still get back over to be able to play the final 2 diamonds. And to manage that with only the ace of hearts and 2 diamond leads, we just start with a duck. One of the most common ways that we deal with a shortage of entries. Duck one. Don't even care, right? They switch to clubs. A little troublesome, but our next lead of the diamonds is up to the king, hoping that the ace is over here, and it either plays or doesn't play. We're good either way, as long as the ace is here. And if they both follow, we'll be all right. So I'm not going to worry about this right now. I'm just going to take this. And because if we lose the ace of diamonds and he chooses to lead a club, then we're in business still. Okay, so he ducks. I'm saying ducks because I'm assuming the ace is there. So we're going to go ahead and win the king of diamonds. True? Yes. All right, so now they both followed, and these big cards are really starting to fall all over the place now. And if the suit is 3-3, that means all they have left is the ace and another. I can't remember his spot, right? I don't think it was an honor. And so all we need to do is lead it once more. This one, we lose. It was the 10. And when the ace falls on top of it, the 2 diamonds have survived. They're the tallest ones left. So we can win the ace of clubs and cross over to the ace of hearts, play our 2 winning diamond tricks, and now we have managed to score 3 diamonds, right? The king of diamonds and the 2 smallest. We'll just cash out our winning tricks and make our contract. Oops, that was claimed wrong, but you get the idea. Our second hand here, actually, I'm not sure if this was a teaching hand or not, but it reminds me strongly of a hand in the early sections in Lewis Watson's book about taking tricks. This is a promotion problem, and a very instructive one. We have gotten to 3 no trump. We have 2 hearts. We have a club for 3, and presumably we have 5 diamonds for 8. The only problem would ever be if West was Jack 4th, which we'll just assume it's not going to be the case. We're going to need a 9th trick, and the spade suit is the one that I want you to look at. We're missing 2 of the top 3 relevant cards, the ace and the queen, right? And we have an opportunity to promote here. If we lead, and not only that, we have an opportunity to do very well and get 2 tricks here as opposed to just 1. If we lead the jack, or the 9 for that matter, they're equals, because the 10 is here, they're equals. The queen falls, we play the king, right? And they take the ace, then we will then have the 10 and 9 to take 2 tricks with. If he doesn't play the ace, we still have the 10 and 9 to knock it out and get another trick. So we're actually playing for 2 tricks in spades. Don't waste time. Don't take your diamonds first. Investigate who has what. Right? We're just looking immediately for promotion. You can lead either one of them because they're equals, but I always feel like leading the jack is more likely to get the queen out because, cover an honor with an honor. But here, when we play the king and the ace comes down, we now have the 2 highest spades, right? The 10 and 9 have both been promoted. West leads passively, just giving us the spade tricks that we promoted. And then we check the diamonds. And if they both follow, which they do, that means that the king and queen will get the 2 remaining diamonds. And we now get 4 diamond tricks, the heart and the ace of clubs for 6 more tricks. So we end up making 10 on this. Okay, this is one of those hands where it's simple in its execution, but if you look at that combination of king 10, jack 9, it becomes very clear that even if situated badly, which I guess would be the ace queen in West, we're still going to get our 9th trick. All right, so our next hand, we have a very simple contract. 1 heart doubled, 2 hearts, and it passes out. We like our hand a lot, and seems like we should be in fine shape. And jack starts with the queen. So we have our 5 heart tricks, the ace king of clubs for 7, and we're in need of an 8th trick. And we discover a problem. First, the diamonds are mirrored, and very little chance, if any, that we can get a diamond trick. We're not going to promote the 2, 3, 4, or 5 of clubs to our 3rd club trick. And so it seems as though the spades are our best place to find another trick. But the problem is apparent. Jack is not leading from the ace, right? So we know the ace of spades is in east. We're also missing the jack 10 of spades, which means that the king appears to be hung out to dry. We can rough in on the 3rd one, but we're already counting those 5 heart tricks. So roughing the long hand here doesn't increase the number of winners we have. We still have just 5 heart winners. So we can't rough anything in the dummy, right? So we can't use the dummy's trumps to find another trick. And the only possibility is to promote the king. Now, knowing that the ace of spades is in east gives us only one chance here, only one chance. And this is called the underprotected ace, right? When will east have to play the ace? We have 4 of them, right? So we can play low. If he had to play the ace right now, the king would grow up. But he doesn't. So when jack leads the jack, we'll duck again. Does he have to play the ace? No. So he could still be ace third. If he's ace fourth, we're out of luck. Right? So do we play it up? No, we know the ace is still sitting there. But if he was ace third, the ace now comes out. We can ruff, and we have grown up. We've promoted the king, right? Not through any, let me just throw somebody else in here so I don't have to work him. We've promoted the king by virtue of the fact that the distribution left East's ace underprotected. I had more spades than he did. He had to play the ace third time around, whereas I had the king and could wait him out with the king fourth. Assuming the trumps are good here. We can pull the last one with the jack. And now we have the king of spades and 2 club tricks. And our last heart will give us 8 tricks altogether. Right? And we can claim, give them their diamonds. Well, don't need to. And there we go. So we got 8 tricks, and the key to this hand was the underprotected ace of spades. The ace third versus king fourth. Our fourth hand is a classic from Test Your Finessing by Hugh Kelsey. This is in a book on finessing, but the promotion problem in this hand I've always found interesting. We get to 4 hearts, and we have a really weak dummy, but we have he does have the ace of hearts, so we have 6 heart tricks and 2 aces, right? The ace of diamonds and the ace of clubs. So we have 8 tricks, and as beginners, I know we probably think, oh, and we'll take 2 finesses, right? And that's the only solution. Well, problem here is, even if that was the right way to proceed, we only have the 1 entry, right? The ace of hearts, and so we only ever get to take 1 finesse. And in the book, probably the lesson hand in the book was, well, which finesse do we take? And the answer here, which I'm sure you will figure out without much thinking, is, well, we take the diamond finesse because that's the only way to get an extra trick in the diamond suit. And if it works, then we certainly are capable of getting an extra trick in the club suit. Whereas if we take the club finesse and it doesn't work, well, we're never going to get a chance to take the diamond finesse. So it's the diamond finesse because the clubs have some play, even if we have to lead them. And that's the key to this hand. So we will lose a spade, and Jack will just continue. And this one we will ruff. Now, I'll pull 2 trumps before crossing over to the diamond suit. So now we're in the dummy for our one and only finesse, which we will try, hoping that the burden of making lots of club tricks goes away, but it doesn't work out that way. And now we have to find tricks in the club suit. So we'll ruff, and then we will pull that last trump. And how do we lead the clubs? Well, we're looking for a doubleton honor, right? That's the only way that we bring this home. But that's, I mean, they're more likely to, they have 6 of them. They are more likely to split 4-2, and a certain percentage of time that is not ridiculous, an honor is going to be in that hand. We start with the ace. We can't afford to lose our last trump by leading low or something, and then having to ruff back in and then lose to a high card. So same thing applies here. We play the queen, mostly because we don't want to lose to the jack, and we have the 9-10 to back it up. Now, if the king or the jack falls, we're in good shape. They get just one trick, the king. King comes down, and it crashes against the jack, the doubleton honor, and we are now in business. And we can ruff a diamond, and we have grown up our 9 of clubs to be our 10th trick. So a fun hand, a promotion hand, wrapped in the guise of a finessing hand. So here's our last hand, and it comes from Mike Lawrence, his book on card combinations. My right-hand opponent opens 2 hearts. I have 16 points and a couple stoppers, so 2 no trump seems appropriate. A 3 heart bid, and then my partner trusts me and goes to 3 no trump. Let's see if his trust is well placed. As expected, it's a 6-3-2-2 heart suit. So we have the ace of spades. We have the ace queen of hearts, 2 stoppers. The ace of clubs for 4, and presumably, well, obviously, 4 diamonds. So 8 top tricks. We cannot hope to find a 9th trick in clubs because we can't afford to lose the lead. So the only way to get an extra trick is in the spade suit. Now, if you're sensitive to this now, I would hope that you were going, oh, ace third and jack 10 third, that's 3 of the top 5 honors. They only have the king queen, so we outnumber their top tricks. Maybe there's a promotion there. And as a matter of fact, if East or West were to lead this spade suit, we will virtually always get 2 spade tricks unless we screw up. Right? When they lead it, really hard to not make 2 spade tricks unless you intentionally decide not to for other reasons. But when we lead the spade suit, there is only one way that we make, assuming that they defend well. And that's if we can find a doubleton honor. So they have 7 of them. So we're looking for a 5-2 split. And in the 2, there needs to be an honor. So it needs to be an honor doubleton. And then to complicate things a little bit more, you have to know where the honor doubleton is. Because if it's to the right of your ace, you lead through that honor doubleton. And if it's to the left of your ace, you will then finesse for it. So who is more likely to have the honor doubleton? Well, obviously here East is because of the auction. He has 7 cards, and of those 7, does he hold a 5-card spade suit? Well, probably not, right? So it's looking very strong that East has the honor doubleton, if one exists. And this is the other problem, right? There's no guarantee that we can even do this, that it exists at all. But we even have we can even check further. We can make this a 100% thing by playing the diamonds. When they split 2-2, right? So now he has 6 hearts and 2 diamonds. That means that he would have to have 5 spades. All of his remaining cards would have to be spades. So we can cross over here figuring this is the honor doubleton. And now it's even stronger. Now we know 100% that East, if a doubleton honor exists, it's in East because he has 3 diamonds. He has 9 red cards. He can't have 5 black cards, much less 5 spades, because he only has 4 black cards in his hand. So now we know what to do. Right? So we lead through the doubleton honor, see if it falls. It doesn't, so we stick in the 10. Loses to the other honor. So we're looking for East to be holding only the queen of spades. And of course, to get that, we will just lead to the ace. And it falls. If it didn't fall, in other words, if they were 4-3, for instance, that's not your fault. If you learn this little promotion trick, right, then you get to make the extra spade just because you knew it, right? And you've been working on these promotion problems. Then we can win the king of diamonds, the jack of diamonds, and the ace of clubs, and we're home free. Fun hand. So I recommend that book. Actually, we'll take 4 different books today. I'm going to recommend them all. And that's enough for the week. We'll see you next week with more hands to play and look at. But also within the next week or two, I'm going to be rolling out a bidding series called Next Steps for Ambitious Beginners, Plain Talk on Bidding. And we're going to be looking first at the one no trump bid that is either forcing or semi-forcing in the 2-over-1 game system. And it should be fun. We'll examine a whole bunch of aspects of it over the course of 5 or 6 weeks. And by the end of it, I'm pretty confident that if you stick with it, you're going to really understand it. So talk to you soon. See you around. Thanks for your support. Thanks for subscribing and liking the video, sharing it with your friends. All of that support is free to you and of great importance to me, and I thank you for it. See you soon.